Okay, we're in my cubicle. First of all, I really need to say that your skin looks healthy and glowing. Thank you for consistently using active ingredients. We really see it on your skin. So now we're ready for more. So this is where the year and lifelong journey comes in. So normally I would ask a client, if you look at yourself, what would you want to change? And then I would consult accordingly. But I need to actually just tell you what we do. And I'm not going to talk about everything medical, but with what we've predetermined for you. Okay. So let's start off with Lamp Probe, which is this little instrument. This is my probe holder, and then you get different probes. This one is quite a thick one, but you get ones that's as thin as a hair. So when we age, we get broken capillaries, alar veins next to the nose, you get skin tags and growths. Dermatosis papulosa nigra is such a common one in colored and black skins. They never get cancerous, but they're very unsightly, the ones you get, and you get this 40, 50 onwards. So we remove and cauterize with this. Our aim at the end of the day is to remove them, have perfect healing, and no one can see we've done it. Whereas if you would go for nitrogen, burn things off, you sit with white spots because the melanocyte was. You won't believe this, but you even get skin tags in between lashes.
Right.
And we also remove that. Yeah, so it's a very gratifying after procedure. So it takes time to heal. It makes a little scab, falls off. The area underneath it is pink, but this is one of my favorite tools for skin lesions, which we all get. Xanthelasmas was my favorite, who people get that's got a liver problem or very high cholesterol. It's like yellow, thick plaques on the eyelid.
Yes.
It's got nothing to do with cholesterol. That's the effect of over a long time that the skin shows what's going on in the body. We actually remove those quite successfully as well.
Wow.
But of course, we send you to the doctor to just check your liver function so that we're not working against that, because then they will reoccur. Okay. I do a lot of work with this. Broken capillaries, growths, it's amazing. All right. Adi, when we age, gravity unfortunately also plays a big part. Everything, my dearest Dr. Mima always said, Lorinda, everything from here downwards goes south, and everything from your brows upwards go north to keep your eyes open. So I'm going to pretend you have it, but if it's ever a concern for you, you know we can help. So we start sagging downwards. So very often you get laxity in the skin here, where people want to come to me when it's really so lax that I cannot do anything. Once you start seeing that, and you actually start feeling elastin and collagen, you know, depletion in your skin. If you would look at my skin now, I cannot take it and pull it like this. That's where the snip comes in, but then we would actually do different modules because they do different things. This little instrument is Jet Plasma. It's a little robot that we put in here. You buy the robot, and out of this we get a cycle, which is 3 treatments. We can do every second day for you or once in 10 days. We literally send 13,000 volts of plasma right into your subcutaneous tissue, where it irritates and stimulates collagen and elastin reformation. So it's quite incredible. It works epidermally and dermally, so the appearance of skin looks better. And you there, that if anything like that is a concern for you, your health of your skin with product use is so brilliant now that we can do more.
What's it called?
I start off with Lamp Probe. This is Jet Plasma.
Okay.
All right. We can do it décolleté, neck, hands, and face. All right. So that's a magic little baby, that.
It sounds like it.
It is. We can actually do a slight eye lift for you. Then, of course, in what you see there is all my peels, different modules for different outcomes that we need, and normally we, incorporate those in the beginning and in between medical treatments, because they do more than home care, of course. In the right hands, they're very safe. You need to know what you're doing when you work with peels. The client must be, compliant to what you need. Sunblock, of course, and a lot of them are not painful. People, when they hear the word peel, think it's going to be excessively painful. Sheets of skin is going to come off. Is there one that we do? Yes, trichloroacetic acid, but that's meant for a very certain look that we want to change. Not often that we do that one. But the rest are easy, quickly over, and brilliant, beautiful skin.
And is it only older skin that you will do peels on?
No, good question. No, let's take a teenager who's got congested skin in her T-panel, which we often see, blackheads, pimples, whatever. That's usually caused by there's a genetic factor. They actually get it from the mum, the father, the oma, or the opa, but also hormones. So can we help them? Sure. First home care, and then there's a specific peel. So imagine I do a peel for a teenager that's got pimples and blackheads, and she goes red, crack open, and sheets of skin comes off. She will kill me, or he. So it doesn't do that at all. You barely feel it when I do. It's a beta-hydroxysalicylic peel, which goes deeper into the pore, remove oil plugs, and get the sebaceous glands to actually not work so hard and calm down. Plus, it kills the Propionibacteria bacteria. Beautiful treatment.
Okay, so all peels are not chemical, or
What we use, all peels are chemicals.
okay, but it's not acid, or because
It is acid. Okay, good question.
Please explain to
When
me.
someone hears, okay, this is actually quite funny. So when the public hears acid, they think, oh, it's painful. It's not going to be good for my skin. Okay, so what's hyaluronic acid? Something the body produces.
Okay, a natural product.
So what we use in peels is either fruit acids, which we call alpha hydroxy acids, or beta hydroxy acids. They come from plants.
Okay.
So glycolic comes from sugarcane. Lactic comes from milk.
Yes.
That's why Cleopatra bathed in it. She was clever. It's a hydrator plus an exfoliator.
Wow.
So they're all exfoliating and then do more, depending on what the skin needs. Does that answer what you're
Yes,
what you're
because
asking?
I always had this acid burning thing in my head of a peel.
Yes, absolutely. Are some of them more, can you feel them more? Yeah, sure. We've got a Beta Peel. The Beta Peel Plus is for oily skins, which really you don't know that I've done it. It's not painful, you're not red when you leave, your skin's just so much fresher and better. But then we've got a Beta Peel. Now, Beta Peel is for someone who's got pigmentation and who wants, to get the skin to be healthy, glowing, and younger. That one is very different to the rest. It's got a heat component, AD. So when you apply it, I always tell my clients it will go up from 1 to 10. Then it starts self-neutralizing. I can't neutralize it. So we have self-neutralizing and ones that I, as a therapist, have to do. That actually goes down to 0. We do a second layer. It goes up very quickly, down very quickly. And yes, it's not, once it's over, it's over. And with that, you can flake visibly or not. But sheets of skin is very specific for a specific skin. Reason why you do it is very, very sun-damaged skin. You want to actually peel layers of skin off, and then, of course, you get the results. And sometimes it actually needs 2 treatments to actually achieve that look.
Okay, so you don't always peel.
No.
After,
No, you don't. The one for the teenagers, the Beta Peel Plus, no peeling, no microflaking.
Because you think
the lactic,
with the word
exactly,
peel.
You do. And lactic acid peels, there's a 30% and a 90, or lactic acid 90 or 30%. 30% is when you start off, you're not on active, we can do that one. It's very much hydrating, but exfoliating as well.
Okay.
And the 90-10 is really, we call it a lunch hour peel, which means you come in, we do you, and you go back to work and no one will know you've had it. Your skin just is so alive and well hydrated. And you can repeat that every 2 weeks, once a month. Yeah, it's not always a hectic thing, a peel. Really, people do think it is and it isn't. Okay. We're not in the IPL room now, which is for intense pulse light. It's not laser. It's still underneath 700 nanometers. That's what light energy gets measured in. We treat permanent dark hair, like dark brown and black, in areas on the face and the body. And it's never a once-off. It's always 6 and more treatments. Then we treat vascular treatments or lesions, which we often see in sensitive skins, sun-damaged skins. Your skin would do very well with one treatment like that all over your facial and the neck area. But I'm going to speak about that to you now. with what we've seen. It is rejuvenating, anti-aging, that heat factor, because it's a light energy that converts to heat energy very quickly, and then you pink to red depending on your skin color. When you leave next day, you find you are sun sensitive, use sunblock, but you're not ablated. It will pick up any epidermal pigmentation and you will lose that too, but that will help for fine little veins which will become medium and thick veins, which is what we don't want.
Okay.
So that's something I would definitely recommend to you. Looking and really analyzing your skin, I can say what I'm saying because you know the Aquaspa in our ways now, and you've seen me and booked a consultation for medical. When I look at your neck, and I see this very often in this area, it does appear older than your facial area, and that's because of neglect. Perfume, no sunblock, whatever. So we start seeing aging in the neck and hands first because of the skin, especially the neck. Our thinnest skin is our lips, secondary to that, neck. So it's a very different skin in your neck from on your cheek. It's sensitive, it gets hammered by sun, by perfume, which you're not supposed to wear on your skin where it's actually visible because it causes pigmentation, long-term use. The alcohol in there is an irritant. But we start seeing elastosis. So very often lines in the neck like this, babies get born with it. So that's not aging. But in between, we call it elastosis and collagenase. So collagen and elastin breakdown gives it like that rimply look. Can we treat that? For sure. For sure.
What would you recommend for me?
These different things. I would do IPL for your face and for your neck.
Okay.
I would do IPL here. So when it's summer and you wear a strappy top, so I would sort out epidermal pigmentation. So we take out or remove the brown epidermal discoloration first. Underneath it, there's always a vascular component. So a month later, we can do vascular, 6 weeks later. And you'll see a much more even complexion. Yeah, so there's so many things. We can do peels there. We can do jet plasma depending on how age you is. If I look at your neck, jet plasma would be a very good choice for you.
I will definitely
Most definitely jet plasma. Yeah, just to get that plasma into the skin and remove those old collagen and elastin fibers and stimulate new ones for you.
And then you know my habits is to be in the ocean every day.
Sure.
So can I still do it while on treatment, or would I have to just stay out of the ocean for a couple of days? What would
it depends on what we do. If we ablate the skin when there's openings in the skin.
Yes.
And I'm going to talk to you about SQT now.
Yes.
Micro needling. The skin for at least 24 hours is open.
Okay.
You can't see it, but you do not want to penetrate chlorine, water, salt water from the sea, tinted sunblocks or foundations. You don't want that in the skin. So that's where you have to be careful. But we inform the client beforehand.
Perfect.
So that they know.
Okay.
All right.
Because it doesn't help if you go for this treatment that you
No, absolutely not.
don't do your home care.
But let me tell you this, Andy. If you're someone that swims daily with your face in the water, do you go early morning?
Early sunrise.
Okay. So you apply sunblock.
No, not then.
You get sun.
It's the sunrise in the morning.
Okay, I forgot to tell you something or explain it well enough. UVA radiation, your aging ray, is active the same strength throughout the day. So I'm going to explain it better. If the light of day has broken and you can go for a walk in Jeffreys Bay at 4:30 or 5 o'clock and you don't fall over a stone or a brick because you can see it. You can see where you walk. It is as damaging as 12 o'clock midday. If you go and walk on the beach in Jeffreys, the sun has gone under, but there's still light you can see. It is as active as midday. So you are getting sun damage with your early morning swim.
But I'm in the water with my face.
Even worse. Because you can't be in the water with your face, then you're snorkeling. Is that what you're doing?
I'm not snorkeling.
Exactly. So you can't swim like this.
I'm a lot underwater. I'm like a little dolphin.
Something, of course, which is great. And I love it that you do it. I should start doing it as well. You actually inspired me the other day. What people don't understand, why do we see more pigmentation with people living at the ocean? There's double radiation, Andy. So first of all, there's the sand that reflects
Yeah.
UVB and UVA back to your skin, so it's double. You're getting it from the sun, now you're getting it from the sand as well.
Yes.
There's water, salt crystals in the sea.
Yes.
They reflect UVA and B more. So this is what I suggest for you. Put your sunblock on, go and swim, come back and then do your morning routine and end with sunblock. Okay.
Okay.
If your skin was very sensitive, very dry, and you did this, I would have given you a balm to apply on your skin which forms a film, sunblock on top of that, so that that salt water doesn't touch your skin and
Okay.
sensitize you more, just for extra information. Okay, the next treatment I want to address is microneedling. It's something that people buy home devices in China.
Yep.
There's a lot of different modules in the world. So we use the Dermapen 4. This is what we started with, then they changed it and bettered this. I don't have the needle in currently because I'm just showing you. So this is mainly for acne scarring, for anti-aging and age prevention. There's 8 needles moving up and down at a certain speed in your skin. We anesthetize so that you don't feel it. And we work to certain depths that the therapist actually determine. What's great about this little baby is when you work deeper, the therapist is supposed to actually go slower with the oscillation so that they can go in and out without scarring, and they put it full volume and work. This machine adjusts itself to how deep you work, so it's very safe. This is amazing. You're not going to believe it. Per second, it's too big for my brain. They developed this. Per second, you get 1,900 punctures in your skin per second.
Yo,
Yeah.
that's fast.
It's wonderful. You
Yeah.
don't miss an area. We can do right underneath the eye, on top of the eye, even on lips. We can do neck, décolleté. So I'm just showing you a few different models for anti-aging. So we can do jet plasma for your neck. Let's focus on neck here. And then I'm talking
Please,
about
yeah.
aged skin. We can do a course of jet plasma with one cycle. We can do microneedling. We can do peels. And then the last one I want to introduce is SQT. Now, as far as I know, we're the only salon or medical center that does this in Jeffreys Bay and surrounds. SQT is a wonderful, interesting concept. Chemists are wonderful things. So we talk about spatules, which means it comes from underwater, freshwater sponge, a sponge that grows underwater. Then they take out the specules. The specules is like little needles, but they're so micron small you can't see them. They look like dust. Of course, when we applicate it on skin, there's 3 different ones, which I'll explain quickly, just that you know. We actually use gloves because we as therapists don't want specules in our hands. So we penetrate it by just rubbing it on. This one is the anti-aging one that I'm showing you. So talking about your neck, so this one is the product that contains the specules. It's a cream. When we do this, it's enough to include your décolleté, neck and face. We
Yes.
also do it on arms and hands. You feel it when I apply it. I get different reactions. Some people love it. Most lines afterwards, when it's penetrated to the subcutaneous tissues, you don't feel it when you leave with this one, but if you touch, you can feel something is happening inside the skin. It's the most amazing feeling. It's active and people love it. You know, when
Yes.
they feel something and it hurts,
Yeah.
you know, it's better. When the medicine is bad, tasting it's better. So that's that. So this is in combination. This is an essence, a rejuvenation essence that we apply afterwards. Then a mask with beautiful actives in that you actually put on the skin for 20 minutes, and then we actually end off with a moisturizer. Half of this you take home and apply morning and evening until it's finished. So it's a very different concept. Little specules that penetrate the skin and do and irritate, getting collagen 1 stimulation and elastin fibers to wake up again. So this one is the anti-aging one. Then there's a textural improvement one for rough texture. And then there's a hydrating one. Very, very interesting, very popular concept.
Lorinda, would you just with one treatment be enough, or how would you recommend you use the SQT?
It's a very good
protocol?
question that you're asking. When we do medical, it's very rarely a once-off. We
Okay.
normally do 3 or a course of 3 or 2 IPLs and then repeat it every 6 months, every 8 months to actually keep what we achieved.
Okay, and then, but you have to, you say repeat every 8 months or yearly or...
SQT, depending on, once again, what does your skin look
Okay.
like. But let's talk anti-aging, because this is the anti-aging
Okay.
kit. I prefer to do 1 a month for 3 times. So in 3 months, 3 SQTs.
Okay.
Okay, so then and that's what they prescribe. If you want to do 1, great, but it gets better and better as you go. And they say to get the most out of it, do 3.
Yeah, and
It's
I
like-
think if you see the difference in your skin, you
Absolutely.
can only
You want
know
you want
that
more.
it will,
You want more.
yeah.
This is a synergy peel, for instance, which is your trichloroacetic acid where sheets of skin come off, but he's tweaked this with lactic acid, so it's you don't have that effect, but you've got all the effects of trichloroacetic acid, which is your anti-aging, as a peel. This is the same. You don't see a huge difference after the first one, but we love to do 3. Can you do more than 3 once a month? Sure, we can do it for 6 months, but then we play. Then we go to this, and then we go active ingredients, change according to seasons. And that's a few of the treatments that we do medical-wise.
That's wonderful.
And hopefully in a year from now, there's something new again.
Totally, because technology is always...
It changes all
yeah.
the time, and that's what keeping it. But what I do want to actually do mention to you, so that you do know, this is my opinion, do with it what you want. Be very careful with microneedling for home devices. There's a home roller that we can sell. I don't even stock it. I don't want clients to use it because they think they get the same effect of anti-aging using it at home. All it actually does is it penetrates active ingredients. But now a client looks in the mirror, they don't like, expression lines around their eyes, and they use that thing, which is far too...
Vigorously.
Absolutely, and they don't pick it up because you do it in different directions. And they micro-cut the skin open. So if you look at the needles through a microscope, the needles must be absolutely 100%, no indentations, nothing, otherwise it actually will scar you. And in time you'll see it.
Yeah.
So be careful
With
of devices, even devices that people stock. So depending on what you put underneath, I want to penetrate active ingredients, and afterwards when it's open, I want to apply actives on the skin. So, if it's a quick, if I work with Vaseline as a glide on you, then you're going to get Vaseline in your face. So, be careful where you have it done. Be sure you're doing the right thing. It's interesting, I had 1 or 2 clients not from this area as visitors, and they booked because they know I do it. And when I did their eyelids, they couldn't believe it. They said, but the therapists never include their eyelids, whereas we can.
Because it's the right tool with the right ingredients.
And
with,
the length
yeah.
and the length of
The
needle
needles.
is adjusted. But everyone should actually adjust their needles. For sure you can't work here the same as here.
yeah.
I mean, it's much
Depth.
thinner, fragile skin here.
Yeah. It is so important.
It's imperative.
That you work with the right equipment, with the right products in the right hands.
Exactly. Thank you for understanding that.
Yeah.
So how do you determine that?
I don't know.
This is just what I would have done. If I was not a therapist and I wanted to go for a medical treatment, I would not go to someone who's just started doing it.
Yeah.
I would literally ask, how long have you had your treatment rooms? How long are you in the industry?
That is so important.
Have you done quite I always get, I don't get offended, but I want to, but I don't, if someone asks me that, because they can see I'm old. And at this age, I'm not going to start with therapy. So for sure, I've done it. But I think that's a valid question. I would not let anyone touch my skin with peels. I've seen the results of failures, which is permanent failures, and I can't help you. And that's the sadness. Be careful where you go. Trust the person.
Yeah, that is, I think, the biggest challenge with everyone popping up.
That's true. Everyone, and I think one of the worst things that actually happened to our industry is at certain schools you can do modules now. So we see it. Therapists popping up everywhere in garages, at mum's home, whatever. And they've went for a massage and pedicure course. And then when you hear again, they're doing peels and they're doing medical treatments. I would be petrified.
And
Petrified
and
to
the
do
people
that.
don't know that they are actually not in the right hands.
I'm not trying to say that if you start, like that, and that's where you want to be, that you're not. Please, it's not a reflection on
Yes.
that, but be very, very, very sure that you go to someone that knows what they're doing and really cares for your skin.
You only have one skin.
I promise you, I have seen disasters.
With people going to the wrong.
I had one
Therapist.
client, and she went to someone in town, and when I met her the first time, it was almost, I had to keep a straight face because she was scarred with white patches, and it looked like burn wounds that's healed here and there on the face. And I didn't want to say anything. It was the first time with me, but she eventually talked about it, and I asked her, do you mind to tell me what happened? And she said she went for a peel, and the therapist was a little bit here and there and all over when she came and not ready, and it was a chemical peel that was not self-neutralizing. The therapist was supposed to neutralize it. Then she couldn't find the neutralizer. And
So she burned.
she asked the client, do you have a moisturizer or something in your handbag to apply? I mean, that is excessive unprofessional. That peel went too deep and it damaged her skin. And there's nothing I could do to actually help that girl.
Oh my word.
So I'm not trying to put anyone off doing medical treatments, but make sure that it's someone where you started off with home care.
Yeah.
Face mapping.
The beginning, 101.
Yeah. And I think you're all clever enough to know that when someone talks, if they know what they're doing or not. You have to test the waters.
Unfortunately, some people are good with talking and not that good with treatments.
True enough.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I've learned a lot.
Are you excited
I'm
that you can do more?
I'm definitely going to talk to Melissa at front desk and book my appointments. I'm going to look at the light for my hand specifically, and for my neck. You say the SQT, the lamp probe, microneedling.
You can put you underneath the LED light for collagen. There's such
I must
a variety.
just start saving for everything.
Sure. So then we do it in your
process.
time. It is a process. It is. Will aging still happen? Yes, but at a much slower pace.
Yes,
much
and
slower.
I'm definitely rethinking or reevaluating my early morning swims.
Listen, I
with
want to thank
sunblock.
you. I wanted to say something about
Yeah,
that.
please do.
If you have friends, there's two reasons why people don't want to wear sunblock. They hate the feeling. It feels too thick, too tacky. They're aware of that. They hate
Yes.
that feeling as if they're sweating underneath it, which
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah.
And secondary to that is it burns their eyes.
Yeah.
We have the solution for you. A physical sunblock doesn't burn the eye, doesn't move, and is effective immediately. When you apply it, already it's active.
Yeah, that's the thing with me with the sunblock
which
burning
is the one
when
that
I'm
you
swimming.
No,
Yeah.
then you don't. What do? You know how important it is. You will just not use it.
Yeah.
Because you can't swim and your eyes burn. It's
Yes.
terrible.
Yeah. So I'm going to use an
Sure.
alternative. Get an
Yeah,
alternative
for when
my,
you're swimming.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you for that.
Darling,
That's gonna help
anytime,
me.
whenever there's more questions, I will try my best.
Thanks, Lorinda. I really
Yeah,
appreciate
it's
your
only
time.
my pleasure. Only my pleasure. Lovely seeing you.
You too.
Thank you.